So class, after we discuss the uses of lipids, let us now proceed with fatty acids. So again, before we proceed sa iba't ibang types of lipids, it is very important for us to have a good grasp of understanding about fatty acids because many of the examples of lipids are fatty acid containing. So guys, again, kung babalikan natin yung ating previous discussion, when we say fatty acids, it is simply a carboxylic acid. RCOOH. Or if condensed, RCOOH. Ganyan lang talaga class ang mga fatty acids. Galing din sila sa carboxylic acids. Again, ang pinagkaiba lang nila is yung R group or alkyl group. Kapag sinabi mo kasing carboxylic acids, yung R group, kahit ilan pa yung carbons, carboxylic acid pa rin siya. Whether isa lang yan, dalawa, tatlo, or onwards. Class, sa mga fatty acids, in order for a carboxylic acid to be considered as a fatty acid, dapat may minimum hydrocarbon length yung ating alkyl group. So class, again, okay, kapag sinabing fatty acids, dapat yung kanyang R group or alkyl group is may minimum of 6 carbons. Dapat minimum of 6 hydrocarbon chains. And usually guys, hindi lang basta 6 carbon onwards. Kadalasan, kapag sinabi mong fatty acids, yung kanyang R group, yung kanyang hydrocarbon group is mga long chain pa. Hindi lang basta 6 carbon onwards. Minsan sobrang haba pa, long chains. Tulad na lang nandito sa ating illustration. Pansin guys, Okay, yung kanyang R group is hindi lang basta 6 carbons. Napakarami niya, long chain. Okay. So class, ang mga fatty acids, okay, meron yan dalawang parts. First is the carboxylic acid group. And yung pangalawa naman is yung hydrocarbon group. So class, itong carboxylic group, guys, okay, itong carboxylic acid group, ito talaga ay polar and hydrophilic. Okay? Naturally guys, intrinsically, si carboxylic acid group as it is, ito ay polar and hydrophilic. While itong mahabang to, okay, itong mahabang hydrocarbon group na to, ito naman yung part na non-polar, lipophilic or hydrophobic. Okay? Yung dalawang general parts ng ating fatty acids. So class, ang reason kung bakit kino-consider talaga ang fatty acids as non-polar and lipophilic despite of having a carboxylic acid group is yun nga, napakahaba nung hydrocarbon chains. Okay, so pansin nyo, napakaraming carbon to carbon tsaka carbon to hydrogen bonds. Okay? So napaka non-polar talaga niya in nature. So kumbaga, since napakahaba ng mga hydrocarbon chains natin, kahit may present pang carboxylic acid group dyan, napipredominate, okay? Napipredominate or napang iibabawan niya yung polarity ng carboxylic acid. Ito yung reason class kung bakit fatty acids are considered as very non-polar. Okay? Kahit na may carboxylic acid group dyan. Okay? So ngayong class, as what we have discussed on our previous topic, fatty acids can be of 2 types. At yung 2 types na yun is depende sa kung anong klase ng bonding yung present sa ating hydrocarbon chain. Okay? Yung dalawang types ng fatty acids is nakadepende doon sa hydrocarbon chain. Okay? So yung unang type again is what we call the saturated fatty acids. So class, if a fatty acid is considered as saturated, then it only means na sa kanilang hydrocarbon chain, dito sa kanilang hydrocarbon chain, there is no presence. Again, there is no presence of double bonds sa kanilang hydrocarbon chain. Yes, may double bond, pero doon sa carboxylic acid group. Pero kung titignan mo yung hydrocarbon chain mismo, yung black na part, walang double bond dyan. Okay? And also, an alternative meaning, okay, pwede ring no double bond kasi wala naman talaga, or kapag sinabing saturated fatty acid, lahat single bonds. Okay? Yan, kasi baka magtaka kayo, anong klaseng bonds? Kasi sa organic chemistry, may single, may double, may triple. So pwede rin. No double bonds in their chain or lahat single bonds. And take note, class, na isa sa mga most prominent characteristics of saturated fatty acids is that they possess a relatively high melting point. Take note, relatively high. Okay? Bakit? Ang reason kung bakit relatively high ang melting point ng mga saturated fatty acids is due to their bonding. Okay? So guys, na before we proceed, alamin muna natin yung melting point. This is the temperature by which a substance or compound starts to melt or liquefy. Okay, melting point. So ngayon balik tayo. Pansinin nyo class, no? Let's say ito, individual saturated fatty acid. So pansin nyo, maayos yung arrangement ng mga molecules natin, maayos yung arrangement kasi lahat single bond, uniform. Ngayon, imagine niyo, gawa kayo ng isa pang ganito, or dalawang ganito, or tatlong ganito na saturated fatty acid. Tapos, ipag-stack nyo. Okay, ito. Ipag-stack nyo siya. Okay? Paglapitin nyo. Ayusin nyo. Pagdikitin nyo. Paglapitin, na lang yung term. Pansin nyo, no? Since pare-parehas silang single bond, pare-parehas na uniform yung kanilang composition, then kapag sinubukan mo silang ipag-stack, okay, maganda yung arrangement. Pansin nyo, maganda yung pagkakastack, no? Good stacking. Maganda yung pagkakastack ko, yung pagkaka-arrange ng mga molecules natin. Napansin nyo, class? Maganda yung pagkakastack, maganda yung pagkaka-arrange, maganda yung pagkaka-orient ng mga saturated fatty acids kapag pinag-stack-stack mo, pag pinagsama-sama mo, or pinaglapit-lapit mo. So ngayon, since maganda yung kanilang orientation sa isa't isa and also malapit yung mga molecules sa isa't isa, then it only means na yung kanilang intermolecular forces ay strong. Pansin nyo, since maganda yung orientation, maganda yung pagkakastack ng mga saturated fatty acids at magkakalapit yung kanilang mga molecules, okay, yung intermolecular forces nila is strong. When we say intermolecular forces, class, these are forces of attraction na responsible sa pag-link or pag-connect ng iba't ibang types ng molecules. Intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay? Then forces that attract different types of molecules. So in this point, yung forces of attraction, yung bonds na nagko-connect doon sa tatlong pinag-stack natin na saturated fatty acids, since maganda yung pagkaka-arrange, maganda yung pagkaka-stack at magkakalapit, somehow, yung mga molecules, malakas yung bonds, malakas yung forces of attraction. So take note, no? Usually, ang intermolecular forces of attraction na nagpi-predominate sa mga non-polar molecules tulad ng lipids and saturated fatty acids would be the van der Waals. Van der Waals, forces of attraction, especially for non-polar. So pansin nyo, no, yung intermolecular forces of attraction, especially yung van der Waals, na nangyayari kapag pinag-stack natin yung mga saturated fatty acids, malakas. Kasi una, maganda yung arrangement. Pangalawa, yung molecules, maganda rin yung distance. Or medyo malapit yung distance, maayos yung distance. Okay? So imagine niyo, paano kung gusto nating sirain yung mga bonds na to? Gaano karaming energy yung kailangan? Mas madami, right? Kapag strong yung bonds, kapag strong yung intermolecular forces of attraction, then more energy is needed. Okay? Pag maganda yung bonds, pag malakas yung kapit ng mga bonds, mas malakas na energy yung kailangan mo para masira itong mga to. Ito, yung mga crook lines na to, yan yung nag-represent ng intermolecular forces of attraction, yung mga crook lines. Para unti-unti mong masira yan, para mag-liquefy yung ating fatty acid, medyo madaming energy yung kailangan mo. Eh what if yung gagamitin nating energy is heat, temperature? Kung maganda yung stacking, kung maganda yung bond, strong yung bond, ano mangyayari doon sa temperature or heat na kailangan natin? Mas madami or mas konti? Mas madami. Okay? Ito yung reason kung bakit kapag sinabing saturated fatty acids, relatively high yung melting point. Yung heat energy or temperature na kailangan para masira yung mga bonds at tuluyang matunaw or mag-liquefy ang mga saturated fatty acids, medyo mas mataas or mas madami yung kailangan natin. But take note, nasabi natin relatively high. Bakit? Kasi hindi naman talaga ganun kataas. Hindi naman super duper taas. Kumbaga, okay, medyo mataas lang yung melting point up to a point or up to a scenario ng mga saturated fatty acids ay nag-exist as solids at room temperature. So ordinary room temperature, solid pa ang mga saturated fatty acid. Solids at room temp. Okay? Yan. So sa room temp, solid pa rin sila. So kailangan nating taasan yung temperature. Pero hindi naman sobrang taas. Okay? Saturated fatty acids. Again, okay, mas madaming heat energy o mas mataas na temp ang kailangan kasi since medyo malakas yung mga bonds dito, yung mga van der Waals forces, mas madaming energy yung kailangan. And also, add na rin natin, saturated fatty acids are often seen as unhealthy. Bakit? Kasi class, according to researches, journals, and articles, saturated fatty acids, they cause an increase in LDL or the bad cholesterol. Again, class, according to researches, saturated fatty acids, they are known to increase the amount or concentration of LDL or bad cholesterol. Okay, so yan, saturated fatty acids. And also, class, saturated fatty acids, they usually occur in animals, including humans. Animals, including humans. Okay, so we took class yung mga important descriptions that we need to know regarding saturated fatty acids. Again, pagka sinabing saturated fatty acids, titingin sa hydrocarbon chain, wala diyang double bond. Lahat single lamang. Okay? Kapag pinag-stack mo, pinagpatong-patong mo, or pinaglapit-lapit mo yung mga saturated fatty acids, maganda yung kanilang stacking, yung kanilang orientation, and magkakalapit din yung mga molecules. So, ang intermolecular forces, especially the van der Waals, strong. Since strong yung bonds, mas madaming energy yung kailangan mo para ma-break sila. So kung gagamitin mo energy is heat energy or temperature, mas mataas na temp yung kailangan mo. Pero hindi naman sobrang taas. Okay? Up to a point na ang mga saturated fatty acids at room temp, nag-exist pa rin sila as solid. Okay? So yung class ito. Yan. Fatty acid 1, fatty acid 2, fatty acid 3. Okay? So next class, we have different examples of saturated fatty acids and they differ on the number of carbons. Okay, so class, again, no, tulad ng nabanggit natin previously, ang minimum carbon length or carbon chain should be 6. Okay. So class, 6 carbon saturated fatty acids, we will call this as caproic acid. Caproic acid. So letter A, guys, means acid, shortcut. Next, 8 carbons. These are caprylic acid, 8 carbons. 10 carbon saturated fatty acid would be capric acid. For 12 carbons would be lauric acid. Lauric acid. For 14 carbons would be myristic acid. Myristic acid, 14 carbons. Next, 16 carbons, we have palmitic acid. Palmitic acid, 16 carbons. Next, 18 carbons would be stearic acid. Stearic acid. Next, 20 carbons, we have arachidic acid. Hindi ba arachidonic? Arachidonic acid, guys, is under ng unsaturated fatty acids. So arachidonic acid, it possesses double bonds. Okay, so arachidic acid, ito yung kanyang saturated counterpart. Okay, next 22 carbon, we have behenic acid. Behenic acid. Next 24 carbon saturated fatty acid would be lignoceric acid. Lignoceric acid. Then for 26 carbon, we have cerotic acid. So actually, guys, this should be discussed on your organic chemistry, but inad na rin natin sila for your reference. Since sila under din naman ng mga saturated acids. Okay? We are now done with saturated fatty acids. Next, let us now proceed with unsaturated fatty acids. So yung mga nabanggit natin kanina under saturated, simply the opposite. So unsaturated fatty acid class, okay, they are primarily characterized by the presence of double bonds in their hydrocarbon chain. Kapag yung fatty acid mo is nagkaroon ng kahit isa lang na double bond, then from saturated, that will now be converted into unsaturated, kahit isa lang. Okay? So generally, double bonds of unsaturated fatty acids are cis, meaning same side. Okay? For example, this. Pansin nyo, no, may presence ng double bond sa hydrocarbon chain. Okay? Now, class, under unsaturated fatty acids, we have two types. So we have the mono unsaturated. Mono unsaturated. Then we have poly unsaturated. And polyunsaturated fatty acids. So class, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, they are differentiated based on the number of double bonds. So pag sinabing monounsaturated, mono stands for 1. So pag sinabing monounsaturated fatty acids, isa lang yung double bond. Monounsaturated. While when we say polyunsaturated fatty acid, it contains 2 or more double bonds. Which means linoleic acid here is an example of polyunsaturated fatty acid. So class, another. Kung ang mga saturated fatty acid natin is mataas ang melting point or relatively high, ang mga unsaturated fatty acid naman is may very low melting point. As in, very low. Okay? Explain natin bakit. Diba? Tumataas ang melting point ng saturated fatty acids dahil sa bonds. Tama? At dahil sa molecular forces. So, ganun din dito. Bakit? Kasi class, the presence of double bonds in the structure of an unsaturated fatty acid, okay, ito yung magbibigay ng risk or tend, no? So, it will make unsaturated fatty acids tend to kink. So, ang term sa mga textbooks natin or references would be kink. So, ang meaning lang guys ng kink is yung mga double bonds na present sa mga unsaturated fatty acids, okay, it will cause the structure to bend. Yun yung meaning ng kink. Okay, so double bonds, it will cause the structure of unsaturated fatty acids to kink. Or sa madaling salita, bend. So imagine nyo class, okay, itong part na to, yung double bond na yan. Okay? Imagine niyo hawak nyo to. Hawak niyo yung class. Okay? So, subukan niyo siya i-bend sa direction na yan. I-bend niyo siya upward. Hindi ba pwedeng downward? Hindi, kasi may present na hydrogen. Diba? So, imagine niyo class. Ito, imagine niyo. Meron kayong hawak na stick. Or meron kayong hawak na certain rod. Tapos, yung lahat ng parts na yon matigas. Okay? Tapos, may certain part doon na medyo sobrang lambot. Imagine niyo yung part na malambot na yun yung walang substituents, no? Yun na wala ng hydrogen. Yung part na yun na sobrang lambot, yun yung part kung saan pwede niyong i-bend yung hawak niyong rod or hawak niyong stick. So, ano mangyayari class? Imagine niyo. Di ba ito may itsura niya? Okay? Pagka nag-kink or nag-bend, yung double bonds ng isang unsaturated fatty acid, ito yung magiging itsura. Diba? Kasi ito rin, ganun din. So example, meron dyan double bond. Magiging ganyan yan. Ganyan. Yan. Diba? Yan. Nagbe-bend. Okay? So ganyang klaseng appearance ng isang unsaturated fatty acid, especially kapag may presence ng double bonds. It will cause the structure to kink or bend, leading to this illustration. Okay. So marami pang types ng illustration, pero yan din yung general image or yan din yung bottom line. Okay. Magkakaroon siya ng bent appearance. Okay. Yan. Saturated. Unsaturated fatty acid. Okay. So ngayon, ito. Imagine niyo. Meron kayong tatlong unsaturated fatty acids. Tatlong fatty acids na nagkandabali-bali na yung structure. We have fatty acids 1, fatty acids 2, fatty acid 3. Okay? Imagine niyo class, no? Nung sinubukan natin silang ipag-stack, pagtabihin, or paglapitin, okay? Napaka-poor ng stacking, oh. Pansin nyo, no? Yung mga kink or bend sa double bonds ng mga unsaturated fatty acids natin, yun yung nag-cause ng distance sa kanilang tatlo. Nag-cause ng distance sa kanilang tatlo. Unlike kay saturated na uniform, magkakalapit yung mga molecules, dito, dahil nagkaroon ng kink or bend, unti-unting lumalayo yung mga molecules sa isa't isa. So ano nangyayari? Okay? So ano nangyayari, class, is yung intermolecular forces, especially yung van der Waals, di ba? Yung intermolecular forces or yung van der Waals na nag-occur dito sa mga pinag-stack natin na unsaturated fatty acids, okay, humihina. So nyo, kasi yung distance nila, lumalayo na sa isa't isa. So humihina. In worst case scenario, nawawala, papansin nyo, ibang mga parts wala ng intermolecular forces. So ngayon, kapag humina o nagsiwalaan yung ibang mga intermolecular forces of attraction or van der Waals forces sa mga unsaturated fatty acids, gaano karaming energy na ngayon yung kailangan para ma-break to mga bonds na to? Gaano karaming energy? Marami pa ba or konti na lang? Konti na lang. Diba? Less energy is needed. E paano kung gagamitin nating energy is heat energy? Gaano karaming heat energy ang kailangan? Marami pa ba or konti na lang? Konti na lang. No? Since nagkaroon ng kink, nagkaroon ng bend, yung mga molecules sumalayo na sa isa't isa, so yung intermolecular forces humihina or pag sobrang layo na, nasisira or nawawala. So ngayon, mas madali siyang sirain. So gaano karaming energy yung kailangan? Konti. So gaano karaming heat energy, gaano kataas na temperature yung kailangan? Mataas ba? Or medyo mas mababa na? Mababa na. Ito yung reason kung bakit ang melting point ng mga unsaturated fatty acid is napakababa. Sa ibang mga references, may mga unsaturated fatty acids na negative yung melting point. Meron namang ibang na mga 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees Celsius yung melting point. Okay? At ito guys yung reason, since halos wala na or napakahina na ng intermolecular forces of attraction sa mga unsaturated fatty acid, ito yung reason kung bakit unsaturated fatty acids class exists as liquids in room temperature. Pansin nyo, no? Sa room temp pa lang, sobrang taas na nun kumpara sa melting point nila. So at room temperature, nag-exist na kaagad sila as liquids. Ganun kababa yung melting point ng mga unsaturated fatty acids. Okay, yan. Ano ulit reason kung bakit mababa yung melting point? Napakababa. Dahil sa arrangement ng mga molecules at sa intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay? So class, if saturated fatty acids usually occur in animals including humans, then unsaturated fatty acids naman usually occur in plants. Yan, plants. Okay? Pansin nyo, no, bakit yung mga animal fat solid? Yun yung reason. Bakit yung mga plant oils? Okay, bakit karamihan sa lipids na present sa plant liquid? So ito yung mga reason kung bakit. Pero there are exemptions to the rule. Kung ano man yung mga exemptions na yon, that will be further discussed on your pharmacognosy and manufacturing pharmacy. Okay? So next class, ito yung mga prominent examples natin ng unsaturated fatty acids for your reference. So next, proceed na tayo sa mga notations. No? Pagka sinabing notations class, okay, dito nalalaman natin kung anong klase ng fatty acid itong mga to. Hindi pangalan kasi pangalan meron eh. Ang tanong, anong klase sila ng fatty acid? Or anong klase sila ng unsaturated fatty acid? So for unsaturated fatty acids class, we have two notations. We have the delta, then omega. So class, when you say delta, ito yung formula natin. Chain length, or yung dami ng carbon sa mismong structure, colon, okay, chain length, colon, yung dami ng double bonds, tapos delta, kung saan located yung mga double bonds. Okay? And take note class na sa pagbibilang ng carbon or sa pagsusulat ng carbon kung saan nakalocate yung mga double bonds, ang isusulat lang natin is yung start. Kung saan nag-start yung double bond, hindi na natin isasama yung carbon kung saan siya nag-end. Okay? Take note start lang. Do not include the end. And also, saan tayo bibilang ng carbon 1? Yung magiging carbon 1 natin sa delta notation would be the carbonyl carbon. Okay? So for us to further understand these formulas, apply natin. So first, we have linoleic acid. Ano yung unang rule? Okay, chain length, di ba? So bilangin daw natin yung number of carbons dito sa ating structure. In which, yung number 1 carbon, ito yung carbonyl carbon or C double bond O. So this is carbon 1, next carbon 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, then 18. So gaano kahaba yung chain length kasama yung carbonyl carbon? 18. Tapos, colon, number of double bonds. Ilan yung double bonds? Dalawa. We have 1 and 2 double bonds. Next, after nung number of double bonds, lagay tayo ng superscription, delta, tapos location. Again, ang susulat natin kung saan nag-start yung mga double bonds. Yung unang double bond, saan nag-start? Here, di ba? So kung si carbonyl carbon ng carbon 1, anong carbon number to? 9. Okay, 9. Isasama pa ba natin yung 10? Hindi na. Again, ang isusulat lang natin kung saan nag-start yung double bond. Kung saan siya nag-end, hindi na. Okay? Ngayon, ito lang ba yung double bond? Meron pa. May isa pa. Dalawa eh. Asan yung pangalawa? Saan nag-start? Carbon 12. Sulat natin, delta 9, then 12. Isusulat pa ba yung 13? Hindi na. Okay. Again, yung start lamang. Okay? Kung saan nag-start yung double bond. Okay? Or, lower number. Ganun din. Kung ano mas prefer nyo na term. Yung start ng double bond or yung lower number, 9 tsaka 10. Alin yung lower number? 9. 12 tsaka 13. Nasaan yung lower number? 12. Kasi sa kanila nag-start yung double bond. So, ganun din naman. Okay? Next, linolenic acid. Ano daw ulit yung formula? Chain length. So, carbonyl carbon is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, ilan ang chain length? 18. Colon, ilan ang double bonds? 3. Then, delta, location. Saan nakalocate yung unang double bond? Carbon 9 and 10. So, alin dyan yung lower number? 9. Or alternative question, saan nag-start yung double bond? Sa 9. Okay. Another, we have 12 and 13. Alin dyan yung lower number? 12. Or other question, kung ang bilang natin is carbonyl carbon ng simula, saan nag-start yung double bond? Sa carbon 12. And ganoon din sa 15, 16. So we shall write 15. Okay? So ito class yung delta notations ng linoleic and linolenic acid respectively. Again, class, no, ang isusulat lang natin sa location is kung saan nag-start yung double bond. Kung bibilang tayo galing sa carbonyl carbon, take note ang bilang natin is galing sa carbonyl carbon, carbon number 1. Okay? Hindi dun sa dulo. Okay? Sa carbonyl carbon tayo magi-start. Okay? Or pwede rin yung lower number. Okay? Pag may nakita kayong double bond, tas nabilang nyo yung carbon, alamin nyo kung saan dun yung mas mababa. So, yun yung sulat nyo. Pwede rin. Okay? So, next notation naman would be omega. So, formula would be omega N. So yung N na to, class, okay, yung N na to, it represents the numerical distance. It represents the numerical distance between the omega carbon and the first double bond. Yan. So mas madali ito kumpara sa delta. Formula is simply omega n, in which Cn, it represents the numerical distance between the omega carbon and the first double bond. At yung tinutukoy nating omega carbon, okay, ito yung last carbon. Okay? Yung tinutukoy nating omega carbon, or yung sisimulan natin ng pagbilang ng carbon 1, yun yung last carbon. So guys, 'di ba sa delta kanina, 'di ba sa delta, ang start natin ng pagbibilang sa carbonyl carbon, 'di ba? Sa delta. Pero pag sa omega naman, ang magiging carbon 1 natin at yung omega carbon yung pinakahuli or pinakadulo. Opposite nung carbonyl carbon. So dito. Okay? So ngayon, bibilangin lang daw natin yung numerical distance between the first carbon or omega carbon tsaka yung first double bond. So ano ba yung first double bond? Ito, di ba? So bilangin natin. So let's say si omega carbon, carbon 1, then carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, then carbon 6. So ano yung numerical distance between the omega carbon and first double bond? 6. So omega 6. So linoleic acid is an omega 6 unsaturated fatty acid. Okay? Ganun din dito kay linolenic acid. Nasaan yung omega carbon? Yung dulo. So this is carbon 1. Nasaan yung unang double bond? Ito, di ba? So bilangin lang natin. Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. So ano yung numerical distance between the omega carbon in first double bond? 3. So omega 3. And omega 3. Okay? Ayan. Okay, so ganoon lang class. Ang delta and omega notations ng mga unsaturated fatty acids. Okay? Then ito class yan. Para masubukan natin yung mastery natin sa dalawang notations, we have arachidonic acid. Let's start with its delta notation. What would be the delta notation of this? So ano ulit yung formula? Carbon chain. So carbonyl carbon is carbon 1, is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, carbon 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So ilan ng carbon chain length? 20. Okay. Tapos, colon, ilan yung double bonds? 4. 1, 2, 3, then 4. Okay. Tapos afterwards, okay, the delta sign, and then yung locations ng mga double bonds. Take note, pipiliin yung lower number or hindi naman kaya kung saan nag-start yung double bond. Either way. Okay. Kung ito si carbon 1, ito yung unang double bond, di ba? Saan yung lower number? 5. Or pwede rin, galing kay carbonyl carbon, saang carbon nag-start yung double bond? Ganyan, di ba? Yan. So, 5. Next naman dito, saan siya nag-start? Carbon 8. Or lower number would be 8. Next, ito naman, yung pangatlo, 11. Sa 11 siya nag-start. So, ang pagkakadrawing yan, ganyan. Okay. Or pwedeng lower number. And then lastly would be 14. So this would be the delta notation of arachidonic acid. Okay? And the omega naman class, omega is simply omega dash. Nasaan yung omega carbon? Baliktad. So tanggalin natin to para sa omega part. Okay? Tanggalin natin to kasi baliktad na eh. Ang magiging omega carbon natin at carbon number 1 yung dulo. Yan. Omega carbon and carbon number 1. Tapos ito yung unang double bond. Right? Unang double bond. Okay? So bilangin lang natin yung pagitan. We have carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6. So we have omega 6, unsaturated fatty acid. Okay? So ganito class yung pag-determine ng delta and omega notations ng unsaturated fatty acid. Okay? Next, let us discuss the importance of these two unsaturated fatty acids. There is a reason kung bakit natin sila ginawang examples. So guys, linoleic acid, okay, it serves as a precursor for prostaglandins. Paano? Kasi class linoleic acid is converted into arachidonic acid. Linoleic acid is converted into arachidonic acid, while arachidonic acid is the immediate precursor of the prostaglandins or the eicosanoids in general. Yan. Okay? Linoleic acid is the precursor of arachidonic acid, while arachidonic acid is the immediate precursor of eicosanoids, including prostaglandins. Okay? Next naman, linolenic acid, pansin nyo omega-3, no? So I think naririnig na natin to sa ilang mga communication like TV, okay, sa radio, pati sa mga nababasa nating articles, no? Na si omega-3 fatty acid is nakakatulong para sa ating cardiovascular system, which is indeed correct. No? Kasi class, linolenic acid, it serves as the precursor of EPA and DHA. Linolenic acid serves as the precursor of EPA and DHA. EPA and DHA, guys, stands for, ito sila. EPA stands for eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. Pansin nyo, no, parehas din silang omega-3. Yan. Sino lahat? Omega-3. Okay. Yan. So class, no, sina eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, they are particularly helpful, yun nga, for cardiovascular disorders as well as for the brain development. Yan. Or maintenance of the brain function. Okay. So ito class, yung mga important infos regarding the different types of fatty acids. So in our next discussion, we will talk about the saponifiable lipids or those lipids that possess a fatty acid group.